afternoon. Thank you everybody for coming to Lakeville's groundbreaking ceremony. First we're going to start off with Vice President Albrecht introducing some of our distinguished guests that we have here today. Greg?
Once again, thank you guys for coming. It's been a long time coming here to get this going. We want to thank Senator Montgomery and Delegate Zucker and Delegate Lewinsky. And we also have Dan Pratt here. We have members of the Town Council. Thank you very much for coming. And we have some of the members of the steering committee, which has been here helping us to raise funds and guide us as we go through. We have members of the Damascus Bank who we're very grateful for, who's helping us along with this loan and making us move forward. We'd like to especially thank Ken from North Point Builders being here. He's our construction guy. And then we have Matt Bowles and President Bowles and Chief Buddy Sutton, who's going to say a few words. Thank you.
Matt said make it quick, but I don't do nothing quick when it comes to talking. I'd like to welcome everybody here to Lakeville District Volunteer Fire Department. This is an historical event for this department and also for this community. I often talk about the history of this department. And you think about the history, a group of men and women from this community saw the need for a fire department. Hard work, dedication, commitment, and willing to make sacrifices are the values that started this firehouse. The same values that we hold today are the motivating factors for us to get to this point. We have really been waiting over 10, maybe 12 years for this day. And I can't be more thrilled that this day has finally gotten here. And anybody that's been around me long enough, I've been working and talking about this event for a long time, and it's finally coming together. But it takes a lot of people to make this happen. And the first people I want to thank for making this happen are the volunteers of this department. Every one of you are important, every one of you are making a difference, and every one of you have a future with this fire department, and we are not going anywhere. I often say when the firehouse burnt down and we lost everything, there's two things we didn't lose. That was the antique fire truck, which is many, which you all will see in a little while, and we didn't lose our desire to continue to provide service to this community. We never lost that passion to do this service, what we provide. Chief Jim Snyder's not here tonight, but he tells a story about the day the firehouse burned down. He told me, he says, you know, the only thing I worried about was what were we going to do next? How are we going to protect the citizens of this community? We had nothing. But they overcame that, and they went forward, and they built this building, and that's where we are today. So here we are, almost 50 plus years later, trying to do something better for this building, trying to do something better for this department, and of course for this community. There's a lot of people to thank. The membership. I can't tell you again how important it is that each and every one of you have supported this leadership and continues to move forward with this project. We've had a lot of other people. There's one gentleman which not too many people here know. His name is Denny Keller. He came into this firehouse, he brought his group in here, and he put stuff together, and he introduced us to a lot of people, and he got the ball rolling. I remember standing in the back parking lot that evening. The stars were full, it was a nice, cool night, and he says, buddy, this is going to happen. Now, we may not have ended up using his firm, but he introduced us to a gentleman, Rob Mann. Rob Mann is the architect. I can't say enough about this group. Mann Woodworth Studios. They have been with us every step of the way. They do more than just put together on paper what the firehouse is going to look at. Their scope of work has gotten beyond just paper. Rob Mann came to us and says, hey, we got ideas, we have seen things that have worked in other areas of fundraising, and it's come together. So I can't say enough about the architect firm of Rob Mann. We also went and looked for this community to support us with this building, and we went to some of the local leadership of this community. The mayor, Pete Stadler, Bobby Stapler, the principal across the street, the preacher up the street. They all came together one night and we brainstormed some ideas. I can't tell you how important that was. Going back to years ago with the community is still working on this firehouse. We end up putting the contract out to bid, and I can tell you a little story. I drove by this beautiful firehouse that was being built in Howard County, and Savage Volunteer Fire Department built this building, and the contractor happened to be North Point. And when the dust settled and the bids were open, North Point was on the top, and that's the company we picked. And I thank Ken and his people for the bid that they put together and the work they're going to do, because if our building and our addition can look anything like that building in Howard County. It's a beautiful building, and thank you, Ken. We are going to continue to move forward. This department is doing outstanding. Our volunteership is up. Our personnel are working hard, and I can't say enough about the volunteers. This is going to be a great day for us. We're going to have a good time. Again, welcome everybody. This is really a picture-taking time for the history of our department. We will treasure it for a long time. Real quick about the financing of this building. We have raised money for years. And there's two gentlemen that are still alive today, which I treasure their presence every time I'm with them. Duke Johnson and Pat Richards. They're our last two Charlie members. And how ironic, I wish they were here today due to a scheduling issue and conflict, they weren't able to make it. But they have promised me that they will be here when we have the opening of the new building. Duke Johnson was in charge of this building, putting it together. And Pat Richards was in charge of the fundraising efforts. So I hope to God that those two gentlemen get to see the future of this firehouse. It's going to be a big part of their lives and our lives in this community zone. The mayor jumped on board with the financing, and he started to make some phone calls down to Annapolis and got these fine people on our team. Karen Montgomery, Senator, thank you. Delegate Zucker, thank you. I can tell you they helped us lobby for some money in Annapolis, and it's a funny story. We were counseled by both of them on what to say. And as you can see, I can talk about this firehouse. And I had to jam probably 20 minutes into 3 minutes. And I'm sitting right next to the senator, and she says, buddy, talk from your heart. Tell people what it's like to be a volunteer at Laytonville. So when I got in front of this big room of all these senators, I was up there speaking, and I says, well, our treadmill is in our kitchen. And there's not much motivation when you're on the treadmill trying to stay fit, but one of your coworkers or a volunteer is eating a donut at the kitchen table. But I can tell you, Delegate Zucker did some things, I'm sure, to help raise this money for us. He was able to make phone calls, he was able to talk to people, he was able to counsel me on how to talk to people and what we can do to make this. He came to our firehouse, he had several meetings with us, he walked around and saw our needs. I can't tell you enough of what Craig Zucker has done for this department. I'm sure he'll make some comments here after I'm done talking. So again, exciting day. I look forward to this day. I look forward to every day until we all meet again to where this firehouse is going to be done. And I can't tell you how excited I am. Thank you very much for your time. President Bowles.
Thank you, Paul. Senator Montgomery, do you have any words you want to share with us today?
Very briefly.
Okay, come on up.
You guys deserve all the credit. The elected officials have done our thing, but it wouldn't have happened without you. All those breakfasts, everybody working like mad, everybody eating pancakes, bacon, and other food, and the evening meals that so many have partaken of. And I want to tell you all that I also have some self-interest here. I live in Brookville, right down the road from here, and you all have helped us when we had, I think, a 3-alarm fire that destroyed a building, and then not too long after, another building. You all have done a wonderful job. I'm incredibly proud to have been a part of helping you all do the kind of building this community serves others with and deserves for the people who work in it, so the top bunk people don't hit their head on the ceiling when they've got to get out of that top bunk. We are so proud to be here, and more than proud of what check you'll get. I am proud of the community effort that got into much more than a match. Thank you. And we do have our 2 delegates here of the 3, and they'll be speaking shortly.
I'd just like to come up and say a few words.
Why don't I have Senator Montgomery and Delegate Lukey come on. Well, the one thing that I know not only about the community but how things work in Annapolis is nothing can be done without a team effort. And it was the strong leadership of Delegate Eric Lukey, who is sometimes an unsung hero, but helped get this passed in the House of Delegates. Delegate Ann Kaiser, who couldn't be here today, who was also a strong champion for this project, and Senator Karen Montgomery. You know, it's no coincidence that my family is here today, because this is a fire department that's not only going to serve families throughout the community, but also future generations, folks that want to go into public service, that could look at this house and get inspiration. So with that, let me just have Delegate Lukey, who is the House sponsor of this bill, say a few words, and then we have a check presentation. Delegate Lukey.
Karen Montgomery, I think, pointed out, you know, we did our thing as politicians, but it was the community that built this project, and all of you who support them. And I just want to extend a thanks from the team to the entire community, but in particular, the volunteers that are active in this department, the auxiliary members that support the department, everyone that helps keep the community safe. Your service is absolutely essential and deeply appreciated.
So with this, it's our great honor. Last year around this time, we had told the community that we will have your backs if the community steps up and needs funding, and we're here to let you know that that promise is fulfilled. On behalf of the Legislative District 14 delegation, Senator Montgomery, Delegate Lukey, and Delegate Ann Kaiser, it's our privilege to represent a $150,000 ceremonial check for this project.
Like we said earlier, we also have our Mayor Prats. Would you like to have a few words?
Thank you all. It's a distinct privilege for me to have been the mayor at a time like this, where we had the need, we had the project, we had the leadership, we had the friends in Annapolis who are here, we had the community who's come together to help raise money and help our volunteers, but most importantly, like the chief said, we have our volunteers. This organization is a cornerstone of the Laytonsville community. And I am so very proud that we're able to do something for you all that you need more than anything else, and giving you a facility that's up to date and appropriate for a volunteer organization such as this. There are thousands of thank yous that could go out, and they wouldn't be enough. But thank you all very much, and I'm very proud to have been involved in this.
Thank you, Mayor Pratt. I had a whole bunch of stuff on a piece of paper, but I guess Buddy was reading his speech while he was up here. But anyways, we went to our membership and said we're going to build $1 million addition and renovation. A couple people in the crowd almost fell out of their chairs. Matter of fact, my treasurer, I think he got up and walked away. No, just kidding. Thank you, Murph. But there's some people standing over here to my left that they bring in a lot of money. They do a lot of hard work. And while we have this check from the delegates and everybody down in Annapolis, these people over here to your left, to my left, whichever you're sitting here right, these people do the hard work. They cook the bacon, they flip the pancakes, and yesterday they were cooking prime rib and serving out the window. So round of applause for my fundraising. What we're going to do now is if everybody can follow us down to our makeshift construction site for now. We have some shovels and stuff, and we'll proceed down there.
I'm getting dirty here, Dave. 1, 2, 3. You're the first.